deaf.
Well, they're both, yeah.
Goodbye.
So you're not going to give me it, no?
We've already established that. How do Hazel?
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good morning.
Well, good morning, as it is, yeah. Well, I was listening earlier to your programme about the dogs, you know, the preventive. And I was...
Hazel, you're having a problem because you've got your radio turned on. Will you turn it off?
Now,
yes,
yeah?
that'll be an excellent idea. Off we go. Around the rugged rocks, the rugged rustle ran. How far away is the radio? Must be a while away. Right then, Hazel.
Hello?
Hello.
I've turned it off.
Good on you. What can we do for you?
Mr. Beswick?
It is.
Yes, well, this is Mrs. Ellis.
Well, we don't use surnames, love, so we'll stick to Hazel.
Oh, well, it's Hazel, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, earlier on I heard you say about the dogs, you know, for the house security, yeah?
Well, we weren't talking about dogs for house security. We were talking about security dogs.
Yeah, well, I am talking about security now, yeah?
Go on.
About 3 months ago, I applied to West Lancashire Alarms Limited, and I paid £30
Sorry, love,
deposit.
I've got to stop you. We not only don't use surnames on this programme, we don't use the names of companies, because if we did, we would have to give them an immediate right of reply, and we can't do that because they're all in bed. So I'm sorry, whatever your statement, be it a complaint or a compliment, we cannot take it. Sorry, Hazel, those are the rules of the programme. How do Marina?
Hello, Alan.
Yes.
The other night when you were talking about capital punishment, you mentioned a certain book by Albert Pierpoint.
Yes.
I was wondering if you could give me the title and any others that you recommend.
Oh, dear. Off the top of my head, I cannot give you the title, but it was his autobiography, and if you go into the lending library or into a good bookshop, they will know it for you.
Right. Can you recommend any books? So I can ring you up at a later date and have a good debate.
Well, just concentrate on that one. There are all sorts of different books about capital punishment. It depends on...
No, any books. It doesn't specifically have to be capital punishment.
Do you mean just recommend books?
Yeah.
I could be here all night.
Oh, go on then.
The one book I advise everybody in the world to read, if they have the tenacity to read it, is a book called The Divided Self by R.D. Laing. It's available in paperback. I think it's in Penguin, but it might not be. But R.D. Laing, spelled L-A-I-N-G.
Yeah.
And it's called The Divided Self. Everybody on the planet should read that book.
And what's that about?
It's about the human mind. It's about the way the human mind fools itself often.
Oh.
All right?
Oh, right, yes, thanks very
And
much.
if you get through that, you'll have done all right.
Right.
You have to enjoy reading, or at least enjoy the subject matter to get through that, because it's hard work. All right?
Okay,
I wish you luck. How do Tony?
Good morning, Alan.
Morning.
Body down to the Welsh lady. That's good morning in Welsh. Just a few words in defence of private medicine.
Go on.
We had a heated discussion at work recently. I subscribe to a private medical scheme. I'm just an ordinary working chap. And one of the lads at work said to me, he said, "You're a disgrace to the working class," he said. "What gives you the right to participate in private medicine?" I said, "Well, I work damn hard for my money." I said, "Me and my family go without certain luxuries in life to afford this." So he said, "Well, I think it's wrong." He said, there's thousands on the National Health waiting list. "Well, I know this chap's got a lovely semi-detached house," you say. So I said, "Well, what gives you the right to have a nice house like you've got?" He said, "Well, I work damn hard for my money." I said, "Right, you do." I said, "But there's still thousands on the housing list waiting." You know, and I think people should have the right to spend the money how they like.
Well, Paul, Tony, that isn't a defence of private medicine. That is a defence of your choice and your freedom to choose, and I'm not attacking that. Defend private medicine.
Yeah. Well, by going private, I am opting out of the waiting list and making room for somebody else.
No, you're not.
I am.
No, you're not.
Oh, certainly I am.
No, you're not.
Yeah,
You're not.
You see,
Paul. Tony,
Go on.
you are not. When the doctor performs the operation on you, if private medicine did not exist, per se, if it was not in existence, that doctor would be working in the health service and performing that operation on somebody else. So you do not reduce the waiting list.
Yeah, but if these specialists...
Do you accept that?
No, not really, because...
Well, you might as well accept it, because it's statistically and mathematically correct.
Well,
if we have the two systems in tandem, if we have in our country, as we always have and always will have, but if we have private medicine, then yes, by going to private medicine, you are relieving the health service. But that is not a defence of private medicine. That is a defence of your decision. If private medicine did not exist, that doctor would be performing the operation on somebody else. So you don't... The private medicine's existence does not reduce hospital waiting lists. Yeah, it reduces the staff that work in hospitals.
Yeah, well, these guys, these specialists, you know, if they can't moonlight, a lot of them go out to Holland at weekends.
Tony, let us just establish that what I've said is factual.
Yeah.
Now, you do not... No, it's not an opinion, it's factual. It's not an opinion. If private medicine did not exist in this country, do you think the doctor would be made redundant? Do you think that doctor that performed this fictitious operation on you would cease working? No, he wouldn't. He would work in the health service. Therefore, he would
go to the States.
Well, he may well go to the States, but if that were the case, we would merely replace him with somebody else. We have doctors on the dole in this country. Qualified doctors drawing unemployment benefit. It is a scandal, but it is also a fact. So that doctor would be replaced by somebody else. You take it no further forward, and you can take it from me that you do not reduce the hospital waiting list by going private. You do when there is private medicine, but that is not a defence of the existence of private medicine, only a defence of your use of it.
Yeah,
defend private medicine, not your use of it, but its existence. That's what I'm wanting you to defend.
Yeah, okay. Well, I went to the doctor with kidney stones.
No,
right?
You're defending your use of it. Yeah. I'm going to ask you again. You came on and you said, I want to argue in favour of private medicine.
Yeah.
You have not yet even attempted to do so. You have argued in favour of you choosing. That is fine. I'm asking you to do what you said you would do, and that is to argue in favour of the existence of private medicine. Do so.
Well, I've failed, obviously. But would you deny me the right to have private medicine?
That is irrelevant. That is not what you came on.
Not.
That is irrelevant.
No, it's not.
That is not relevant to this conversation.
But would you deny me the right?
That is not relevant.
Well, I think it is, Alan.
Well, I do not have the power to deny you the right.
No, well, if you had the power, then would you?
If I had the power, I would not permit private medicine to exist. If I had the power. I do not have the power, it exists.
Yeah, well, you see, by paying my 40-odd, 50-odd pound a month, I'm keeping people in work there. You know, the administration, etc., etc.
Fine.
You know, creating employment.
Well, I'm sorry.
I'm trying to be contentious, Alan.
I'm sorry, not being contentious, because, of course, the 40 or 50 pound you spend on that, you would either put in the bank, and they'd have to administrate it, or you'd spend it on something else.
Yeah, take it down the pub.
Well, fine, but that would keep people in work in the breweries. So you would still be keeping people in work. That 40 or 50 pound, if spent or saved, keeps somebody in work. So we progress no further.
Yeah, just finishing off, I take exception to the scouts who rung up, you know, castigating people who ring into you. I think it's great entertainment you've got.
Glad to hear it. How do, Paul?
Hello, Alan. I'd like to talk about the amount of foreign people who are allowed to live in this country who can't speak English.
I see.
Right, surely if they want to come and live in this country, they should be able to speak English, right?
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, they should.
Well, I asked you why.
Because to live in a country like England, they should be able to talk English.
Why?
Why?
I keep asking you why. You keep saying why.
Well,
you've yet to tell me. Tell me why. Answer the question why.
If they can't speak English, then they can't understand anybody, can they? And
why do they have to?
Well, we've got to live with people, walk down the street, hearing all them talking about...
Oh, it's you. You're worried about it, are you?
Yeah,
You're paranoid. You think they're talking about you. They probably are, you ugly pig.
This is it. The best place to go. The Coach House Diner is the one you'll want to know. Yeah, this is
Steaks, chicken, fish, salads, pizzas, pasta, sandwiches for scrumptious lunch or dinner. Call in the Coach House Diner in Lytham. 5 different eating areas and 2 exciting bars. Plenty of room for everybody. The Coach House Diner, opposite the Green on Henry Street, Lytham.
The Coach House Diner, this is it!
Can you believe it? A complete luxury fitted bedroom of real quality for just £350 plus VAT. It's true. At M&S Fitted Bedrooms of Preston and Bolton. For £350, we'll design, plan and fit 2 wardrobes, 1 bridging unit, 2 corner displays and 2 bedside cabinets. Do not buy a fitted bedroom till you've visited M&S Fitted Bedrooms, 342 Blackpool Road, Fulwood, Preston or 156 Blackburn Road, Bolton. But hurry, this offer's for a limited period only. Open Monday to Saturday 10 till 4, Sundays 12 till 3. Hey, listen, the boss is away on holiday, so to get him back for years of stick, I'm clearing all his sockets, showers and cable. In fact, anything electrical at prices so low it'd go bonkers. The Triton T70 shower unit, trade price £61, my price £48.99, including VAT. Expel Air window fan, trade price £38, my price £31.50, including VAT. All this at Steve Gorton Discount Electrical Supplies, 39 Water Lane, Ashton, Preston, or Electrical Super Save Centre, 230 Chorley Old Road, Bolton. But hurry, the boss gets back in a couple of weeks and he's bound to fire me.
When you think about cars, it pays to think of John Wilding.
Whether you're planning to buy a new Ford, Lada or Citroën, John Wilding now has all the latest models of all 3 of these makes in stock and waiting for you to test drive. Alternatively, if you're looking at fully guaranteed used, you won't find a better choice than at John Wilding's 2 fabulous showrooms on the A6 at Garstang for Ford and at Westgate Morecambe for Lada and Citroën.
When you think about cars, it pays to think of John Wilding. John Wilding!
Come to Red Rose Radio and have your ads all run together. We'll have to do all that lot again. I'm sorry about that. How do Gary?
How do, Alan?
What do you want?
To talk about the media and its use of propaganda, please.
The media is propaganda, but go on.
Well, there was a clip in our local paper featured from Pravda, the Russian one, and it's referring to a basketball competition between America and the USA.
Are you telling me your local paper is Pravda?
No, but it was featured in a clip from it.
Oh, I see. Go on.
And the Americans won this basketball match by a large amount. And the Russian newspaper said the Russian team came a very close second and it was a well-fought contest. The American team, however, came next to last.
How do Nick?
Alright, Alan.
Yes.
I'd like to speak about NBCD.
Then speak.
Well, my views are that I think we should abolish all American nuclear weapons from this country and the nuclear.
Are you going to tell us what NBCD is?
Oh yeah, sorry, it's Nuclear Biological Chemical Defence.
Thank you.
Right, as I was saying, I think we should abolish the Americans from this country. Right.
By the Americans, I presume you mean their weaponry.
Yeah, the weaponry and the bases.
Go on.
And obviously, you should take up Trident.
Why, obviously?
Well, we'd need some other more efficient source of defence other than Polaris, which we've already got.
Why is it obvious that we need such a defence?
Well, it's a deterrent, isn't it? But I don't.
Well,
I think
you tell me it's obvious. Now you're asking me questions.
Well, yeah.
Make it obvious to me.
Well, it is a deterrent.
Well, make it obvious.
You
said it was obvious. You should have no difficulty arguing your point. Do so.
Well, if we didn't have them, right, we'd be easily overcome by any oncoming force, such as the Russians. Well,
Why?
There'd be no deterrent to say.
Who said there would be no deterrent?
Well, if we didn't have them.
Then why have all non-nuclear countries not been invaded by the Russians?
Well, the Americans aren't there.
Pardon?
The Americans aren't necessarily in all them countries, you see, but they're here, you see.
You have me flummoxed. I've just asked you why the Russians have not invaded all those non-nuclear countries. Why haven't they? What has prevented them? They have no deterrent. What has prevented them?
Oh, you got me there, Alan.
I'd have thought I would have. You come on to tell me what is obvious, and you have not the ability to tell me what is obvious. I can only say...
You have been Beswicked.
With such exquisite ease.
Far, far better better furniture store.
Edmondson's of Blackburn, a far, far better furniture store. For lounge, dining room and bedroom furniture. For famous names and quality carpets. For all home furnishings. Edmondson's offers choice. Edmondson's gives first-class service. And Edmondson's guarantees value for money. All round a far, far better furniture store. At Darwin Street, Blackburn.
A far, far better furniture store. Edmondson's.
Hi, Mike Tunstall here with news of a great talent competition which could see you flying off to Nashville, the home of country music. Yes, Red Rose Radio, in association with Frontierland, Morecambe's Wild West theme park, are looking for the best country and western act in the county. The prize is a trip for two to Nashville, Tennessee, courtesy of Transamerica Holidays and National Travel World. Plus, 2 days recording at Avenue Parade Recording Studios of Accrington for broadcast on My Country Choice programme, and the opportunity for regular work at Frontierland. Heats are on Sunday afternoons in July and August at the Frontierland in Morecambe. Each heat winner walks away with £50 and goes through to the grand final. So let's be hearing from all you aspiring country and western stars. Send details and a demo, if possible, to me, Mike Tunstall, Red Rose Radio, P.O. Box 301, St Paul's Square in Preston. Do it now, and you could be on your way to Nashville.
When you think about cars, it pays to think of John Wilding.
Whether you're planning to buy a new Ford, Lada or Citroen, John Wilding now has all the latest models of all three of these makes in stock and waiting for you to test drive. Alternatively, if you're looking at fully guaranteed used, you won't find a better choice than at John Wilding's two fabulous showrooms on the A6 at Garstang for Ford and at Westgate Morecambe for Lada and Citroen.
When you think about cars, it pays to think of John Wilding. John Wilding!
This Sunday sees the last in the present series of free car window marking sessions organised by Lancashire Police and Red Rose Radio. It's in the car park of Blackburn's new town centre shopping precinct, and the entrance is in Exchange Street. Experts from Autoglass, the national windscreen company, will mark your car windows absolutely free, but we'd like you to make a small donation to a police charity. It's between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m, so go along and help protect your car from thieves.
How do Nick? No, Nick. How do Paul? They've all gone home and I don't blame them. How do Martin?
How do Alan? I'd like to talk about corporal punishment, please.
Go on.
Well, I agree with it personally. I'd like to know what you
is
think
it?
about it. Corporal punishment. It's the hitting of people at schools to deter them from a punishment or a crime they've done.
Not to deter them from a punishment. It is a punishment.
Yeah, deter them from a crime.
So, physical violence.
Yeah,
as a punishment. That's what you're on about. Yeah. Why are you in favour of it?
Why am I in favour of it? Because
I asked you first.
Yeah, I asked you as well. Okay, so you asked me and I asked you.
Well, I'm not in the position of answering questions just because they're asked. You have come on to tell us you are in favour of corporal punishment. If that is all you want to do, then you have done so and you may go.
No,
if you wish to tell us why you're in favour of it, you may wish to, and then go. I'm not bothered either way.
Right, okay, yeah. Well, I'm in favour of it because at school I had it myself. And
how often?
I had it twice.
Didn't work then, did it?
Eh?
It didn't work, did it?
No, because it's for different punishments. Different
Sorry,
crimes.
it didn't work. You did not deter you from crimes.
It did deter me from the first crime.
It deterred you from the first one, so you got hit for nothing?
No, the first crime was... Do you want me to say?
I don't really care.
Right, do you want me to?
I don't care.
Right,
I don't have an opinion. You either tell me or you don't.
Well, the first time was for smashing a window.
Right. Did you smash the window?
I did smash it, yeah.
Then it did not deter you from smashing the window?
No. I smashed the window on the first crime.
No, just a minute.
No.
What does deterrence mean? If you deter someone from doing something, does that mean they've done it, or you've deterred them from doing it?
You're supposed to deter them from doing it again.
No. A deterrent...
Yes.
No, a deterrent is meant to deter people from committing crimes. It did not deter you.
It did.
You broke the window, you garmless prat.
No,
are you telling me that you didn't know the cane was there till you broke... Oh, Piggy Nolly's got the cane, I never knew. I've been coming to this school 8 years, I never knew. You, sir, are a half-brained jerk. Get off. Hello, Tricia.
Hello. You nearly blasted my head off then. No wonder Telecom make a fortune. About your pornography. The man that phoned you up earlier.
I was just going to say, not exactly my pornography. Go on, what do you define pornography as then, Tricia?
He said about page 3 girls being obscene.
He said they were pornographic.
Yeah. Well, what did you say?
I didn't say anything.
No. Well, it's in the dictionary. It says written, graphic, or material intended solely to excite feelings of sexual lust and usually considered obscene. So what did you say about it?
I didn't say anything about it.
Well, you disagreed with him, didn't you?
No, I just asked him a question.
No, well...
I asked him whether he thought page 3 was pornographic. He said that he was.
Yeah.
He then went on to say that he would not want people walking about his streets displaying their breasts. And I said, why? And he said, because that would be pornographic. And I put to you that it would not.
Well, it says here in the dictionary it would.
No, it doesn't.
It says written, graphic, or other material intended solely to excite feelings...
Tricia, yes, I'm aware of that. So if a person was walking about in the street, if it were the done thing that people wandered about the street half naked, would it be pornographic? It's not pornographic in Ibiza. It certainly isn't pornographic in Central Africa, in Malaysia, in Indonesia. It's not pornographic. Why would it be pornographic in Birkenhead, or Billericay for that matter?
Because I think we're more civilised.
No, I think we're less civilised. Surely, if we are considering just the normal human body to be pornographic, I would put to you that we are less civilised, not more.
Well, listen, Alan, do you not think things like that are private?
No, I don't. I think they're just parts of human beings. They don't mean anything other than they are parts of human beings.
Well, you wouldn't like your wife to be displayed, would you?
I wouldn't really bother whether she chose to or not. It is her decision, not mine. It wouldn't bother me if I didn't have to wear clothing when I went out on a warm day. I don't care who has a look.
Do you like looking at women?
Like looking at women?
Hmm?
Yes, I like looking at men as well. I
No,
like looking
without
at people.
clothes on, I
like
mean.
looking at people. I am neither excited nor not excited by men and women who are naked. I actually used to be a member of what is known as a sun club.
Yeah.
A naturist club. And I can't remember once getting excited watching these people go about their normal daily business naked. It doesn't bother me. But then I don't think it's dirty. I had a reasonable upbringing. I don't think that we are civilised by finding our bodies disgusting. I think that is evidence of our lack of civilisation.
Well, I had a decent upbringing, but I was also brought up to not put everything in the window what you have in the shop.
Well, I've not sold anything.
No, well, I haven't.
Well, you chose the analogy, not me. Mine isn't for sale.
Well, I got off my mother, don't put everything in the window what you've got in the shop.
Well, shops...
And you get more
I'm sorry.
respect that way.
Can I suggest to you, Tricia, that shops are in the business of selling? So an analogy that refers to your body as something that might be in a shop, I put to you, is pornographic.
Well, do you not think if you're
Tricia,
showing your
I've just
body
called-
off that you're trying to sell it?
No.
Oh, well, most of these page 3 girls
Oh, we're not. I'm sorry, we're not talking about page 3, Tricia. You seem to have gone back to page 3 for some
Yeah,
reason.
but I'm talking
not
about this
talking.
now.
No. The gentleman to whom you refer actually said that he did not want people walking about the streets with their breasts out.
He also
This
said
same-
about page 3
Let us
girls
deal.
being-
Oh, I'm sorry, Tricia. This conversation has been a conversation about nudity. You tell me that nudity is pornographic. I tell you that that is ludicrous. And when I said that people in Ibiza, people in Malaysia, I think I mentioned, people in Central Africa, I mentioned, wear their breasts outside, you said, but we're more civilised than them. To which I put to you that the people who are waving their tits about in Ibiza happen to come from here. They just pigged off there for their holidays. So do they suddenly become uncivilised? What part of the plane journey does your civilisation get dropped? Do they bomb it out of the window? Okay, lads, throw your civilisation out. We're over Ibiza now.
All right.
In other words,
Tricia,
Tricia, you were talking absolute nonsense. We are not any more civilised.
Right. You're right again.
I'm always right.
No, so I'm not going to get what they call it, basic. Then my son told me that you get a basic if it would beat you.
If you beat me, you can have a bezic as being bezicked.
Oh, yeah.
But it'll be a long time before you acquire one. Good night. How do Hazel?
Hello, Alan.
Hello, Hazel.
I was on with you earlier on, yeah?
And you named a company, and
Yes.
you named your surname.
Which I'm not going to do now,
No,
yeah?
but you've just reminded us who you are, and
Yes,
therefore
but
you've
I'm so glad you did
But
that
you
about
have
the
referred us
picture.
back.
I'm so glad you did that about being free with our bust and everything, yeah? But that's not what I want to talk to you about.
Fine, but if you're going to refer back to what you did want to talk to us about before, you cannot, because you're just reminding us of the name of that company. I'm sorry, Hazel, you're going to have to ring in about a week's time when we've all forgotten you. How do Paul?
Hello, Alan.
Hello.
I'd like to talk about the Pakistanis at the recent Test match.
Go on, then.
Well, don't you think it was disgusting?
That's a question. I'm sorry. If you want to talk, talk.
Well, I
Tell
think
me.
it was disgusting the way they invaded the pitch.
Well, it's not the first time there have been pitch invasions in this country.
No, but they
and
were
it's
on
not just
down wicket. They were taking pieces out
in the
wicket.
test. No, they weren't. First of all,
No, they not.
no, they
down.
were. Excuse me a moment. They did not take pieces out of the wicket.
No, just by running
Well,
on
what
it.
is the point? I'm sorry. What is the point of coming on here and manifestly being a liar? Get off. You are filth. Goodbye.
So there we were, browsing through the swimsuits when this gorgeous hunk came up to us. He didn't. He did. He said, "You look like the sort of girl who's just booked her holiday with National Travel World's late booking desk, saved a fortune and got herself a microwave for only £79. So I thought to myself...
You didn't.
I did. I thought, how did he know? Turns out he's only a plumber from Preston and was in the queue behind me at National Travel World. But he took advantage of 10% discount on any item over £100 at Central.
He didn't.
He did.
If you want a last-minute bargain holiday plus a microwave for only £79, book before the 30th of June at National Travel World's late booking desk.
Please listen to my ditty. It may not be very witty, nor even slightly funny, but it will help save you money. For me, from cradle to grave, I aim to shop and save. I buy out I need, for next to nought indeed. There's meat and veg and cheese and pigs and booze and clothes and cards and sweets and pigs and pet food and household things. So shop and save a load down Blackpool's Waterloo Road, in the market they call New, and Overt Road, the M2. Thank you.
Poetry in prices, from the New Market and M2 Market.
It's the place to come, where shopping can be fun. The Newmarket Waterloo Road.
Rotters, the Northwest's only big night out. Every Friday and Saturday from 9 p.m. till 2 a.m. Enjoy the time of your life with the best in music at Rotters. The best in hen party nights at Rotters, with 4 bars, 4 dance floors, and a better party night atmosphere. Check out Rotters, Oxford Street, Manchester, this Friday or Saturday. Rotters, fun galore, and a whole lot more. It's bigger, it's better, it's Rotters. Ring Manchester 236-4934. Manchester 236-4934. Rotters.
Come to Pepper Lane Chippy soon. We're never closed, because we're always peeling taters, fishing for the freshest fish in town, or baking a selection of mouth-watering pizzas. Visit the Pepper Lane Chippy in Pepper Lane off the main Preston Road, Standish near Wigan. Which reminds me, fee, fi, fo, fum, Pepper Lane Chippy, here I come.
How do Tim?
Hello, Alan.
Yep,
Can I talk about National Health Service, please?
you may.
Yeah. My uncle came over from Canada on holiday, yeah?
I don't know.
Eh?
I don't know.
Right, he come over from holiday. While he was on holiday, he fell down the stairs. And he went to the hospital, had an x-ray and that. And they found out that he cracked 2 ribs, yeah?
I don't know. Why do you keep asking me?
Well,
Just tell me.
I was just saying, like.
Well, yes, well, just say. I don't want to be questioned about it.
Yeah, well, he did that, mate. And,
Good.
but when he was there, they had x-rays and found out that he had 2 cracked ribs. And then they asked him, did he have an accident on the road, or, you know, if he did it in the house? So he did it in the house and that. And on the way out, he asked, you know, how much was the bill like for it, yeah? And he says, nothing. So how'd you make that out?
Because we have a free National Health Service.
Yeah, I mean, but if he's on holiday, like, it's a bit wrong, isn't it?
No.
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 I think so.
Why?
Well, people who's working and that usually got to pay in this country, don't they?
No.
They don't.
If you fall downstairs tonight, whether you're working or not will be irrelevant. If you fall downstairs tonight and crack 2 ribs and they take you to hospital, it will cost you nothing.
Well, I didn't know that.
Well, it's time you did. How do Steve?
Yeah, I do, Alan. It's Steve in Blackpool.
We don't care where you are.
Sorry about that. I'm
It's all right, you can't. We don't have places on this programme, otherwise you might be identified. Sorry, but goodbye. How do Alex?
Yes, good evening.
Morning.
Good morning, sorry. I'd like to talk about the state of our streets.
All around where I live, on the Wirral, which is on over the side of Wallace.
Were you listening to the programme a few seconds ago when I spoke to Steve?
No, the lad told me to turn the radio down.
Oh, I see. Well, allow me to tell you that you must have been listening on the telephone to know that I was saying hello to you, so you presumably heard the previous call. And I said to Steve, we don't do areas. We don't have people telling us where they're ringing from, so goodbye to you as well. Hello, Paul.
How do, Alan? I'd like to talk about the censorship of video rentals.
Go on.
I think it's totally wrong. I think it's up to the shopkeeper to stop people under 18 getting videos out that they may or shouldn't be watching. I think it should be done that way rather than censor videos which people.
Can we trust shopkeepers?
Well,
I would say we cannot.
Yeah, no, but if you brought out cards or something like that, or you had to show identity to prove your age.
No, the question I asked you was, could we trust the shopkeepers? I would say we cannot.
I think generally.
Go into any tobacconist and watch them selling cigarettes to 14-year-olds. Go into any cinema and count the age, count the people underage for any particular film. Go into any video shop and see young people taking out adult-only films. Go into any public house, you will see young people drinking alcohol below the age to which they are entitled so to do. We cannot trust the shops, not because they are evil, not because they are bad, but they've got to make ends meet, so they bend the rules.
I think the
so we cannot trust them.
People
that is nonsense. The majority of people are generally honest is a wide-ranging statement. I would question it. I don't think they are. I think the majority of people are prepared to break a rule that they consider to be a silly rule.
No, I disagree, because I think the minority is what makes the press. You know, if something bad comes out, like a 14-year-old watching.
Now, we're not talking about major crime now. We're talking about silly little piddling rules. I will hold up my hand and say I frequently break rules. Frequently, knowingly break the law. I speed in my car every now and then. I park my car on double yellow lines every now and then, along with a very, very large proportion of motorists who do exactly the same thing. In other words, I am like everybody else. I break the rules. I don't think the minority of society break the rules. I think the majority do.
I disagree with that.
Then you're a divvy. How do Ian?
All right, Don. We're just having an argument here on that. If you bombed India, how many people would you kill?
None.
Why?
Why should you?
Oh, okay. Well, do you know why Pakistanis are no good at football?
How do Mick?
Hello, Alan. You was on before with a bloke about private medicine. He was trying to defend it or something.
Indeed he was. Well, he wasn't, actually. He said he was going to, but he never actually got round to it.
Yeah. Well, you Beswick in that conversation.
I'm sure you're going to explain.
Well, in that conversation, the other bloke turned around and said, a private doctor, if there wasn't private medicine like you say, would go abroad rather than go back into the national health, right? You turned around and said, if he did that, he could easily be replaced by someone off the dole because there's that many doctors on the dole.
Go on.
If there's that many doctors on the dole, they would automatically have places on the National Health Service if there's places on the National Health Service for private doctors now. So therefore...
No.
Why?
The government is not prepared to pay the money for those doctors to be employed.
Right.
If there was no private medicine, if it was done away with, we would still have the same number of patients, we would still have the same number of injuries, we would still have the same number of people that required treatment. The people who are currently getting their treatment in the private health service, and I include our beloved Prime Minister, would have to get their health care in the public service. The pressure on the government would then be so great that the public health service would have to be increased, because of course the fat idle politicians that opt out of the system would not be able to. So, what would happen is the health service would improve, the staffing levels would improve, and if the doctors who are currently employed in the private area had disappeared to another country, then the only place they could get them from would be the dole. You, sir, have just been Beswicked. How do Jeff?
Good morning.
Morning.
quite unfortunate, really, because I was going to make virtually the same point. But
Thanks, and good night then. How do Mark?
Hi, Alan. You know about the other bloke who came on, he said he couldn't define what porno films were.
You can't even say it.
What?
You cannot even say it.
I can.
You didn't.
Porno films.
No, we don't know what they are.
Yeah, well, I know what they are.
No, you don't. What is the correct term?
Pornographic films.
Thank you. Go on.
Right. Well, a pornographic film is a film that shows explicit sex.
Not necessarily. Our other person defined pornography as being naked genitalia.
Well,
is he right?
That as well, but
it can be, or is it? I'm asking you to define it.
Well,
you're just saying anything that shows explicit sex.
Well, shown in such a fashion that it's, well...
You seem to be floundering. You were about to tell me what it was. Now you're going, well, it's shown in such a way, well, it's hardly a definition, would you say? Good night.
Benson Boothroyd's of Southport great summer sale is now on. There's a whole host of savings for everyone. But hurry, with sale prices like ours, they won't last long. So, come to Broad Benson Boothroyd's of Southport today and pick up your sale bargain.
When you think about cars, it pays to think of John Wilding.
Whether you're planning to buy a new Ford, Lada or Citroën, John Wilding now has all the latest models of all three of these makes in stock and waiting for you to test drive. Alternatively, if you're looking at fully guaranteed used, you won't find a better choice than at John Wilding's two fabulous showrooms on the A6 at Garstang for Ford and at Westgate Morecambe for Lada and Citroën.
When you think about cars, it pays to think of John Wilding. John Wilding!
Blackpool Pleasure Beach is Europe's greatest amusement park and has more big thrill rides than Disneyland. And it's free admission too.
So come on down and have some fun.
This year's Red Rose Radio Proms with the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra will be on July the 7th, 8th and 11th. These 3 evenings of fine music comprise the Ron Goodwin Spectacular, a Viennese night, and, of course, the traditional rousing last night of the Proms. Single and series tickets are now available from the Preston Guildhall booking office or call 58858 for further details. That's 58858. July the 7th, 8th and 11th, the 1987 Red Rose Radio Preston Proms.
Just stops this, listen. I don't know who did that. Whoever it was, he's gormless. Mark, was it? Yeah, I bet it were you, Hardesty. How do, Paul?
All right, Alan.
Yes?
I want to talk about the police force in Greater Manchester.
Go on.
Firstly, I think they're doing an absolutely superb job, considering the variety of jobs which they have to undertake at one point or another in the service, such as, say for example, if someone committed a
Well, we know the range of work of a policeman. Are they good at that range of work? You're saying they're doing an absolutely superb job.
Yes.
Well, it's no good telling me how difficult the job is and then telling me they're doing it well. Are they doing it better than anybody else?
I believe they are, yeah. And,
what makes you say so? What makes you say that the Greater Manchester Police are doing a better job of policing Greater Manchester than are, for example, a police force in undescribed, unnamed police force in another city?
Well, because Greater Manchester Police, other than any other in this country, I believe to be one of the most...
Yeah, I've just asked you.
well-equipped.
I've just actually asked you a question. Would you like to answer it? I know you like to change the question or put an answer that doesn't fit. But here's the question again: what evidence have you got that the Manchester Police Force is better than another?
Because they've got more services and equipment at their disposal.
That doesn't make them better.
Well, why not?
Because it doesn't. Are you in the force?
Yeah.
I rather thought you might be. So you've come on to tell me that your force is better than another one.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Well, I've just told you they've got
No,
more.
you haven't. Just because you've got the equipment. Look, if somebody came to me and said, there you are, or came, not to me, because I can actually drive, but if somebody came to my mother and said, there you are, we're taking the Ford Escort off you, and we're giving you a Maserati, she'd say, brilliant. I can't drive that either. So it ain't what you got, it's how you use it. As one or two girls said to me in my youth. So, I'm sorry, no. You tell me why they're doing a better job. You're saying it's because they've got the equipment. If it is, it's because the cops are crap.
No, they're not.
Well, you're telling me that it doesn't matter how good the copper is. It's what equipment he's got. Give him a truncheon, and he's taking the truncheon off and giving him something else, he's going to be a better copper. That is bullcrap. What makes that police force? Not its cars, not its equipment, not its riot shields. What makes that police force better than another?
It's training.
It's training?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, tell me what they do in their training that they don't do somewhere else.
Well, at one of the training schools in Manchester, if I'm allowed to name it.
If you like.
Sedgley Park at Prestwich.
Yeah.
The Thames Valley Police from London go to Sedgley Park at Prestwich to train because they have better trainers.
Fine.
And so on.
Fine. Now tell me what evidence you've got to show and convince me that your police force, the one you're in, is better than another, other than your own parochial beliefs.
Well, I can't really, can I?
I don't know why you bothered coming on then, Paul. Of all the people in the world that should understand cross-examination, you should. At the end of the day, Paul, evidence is what counts. And am I correct in saying you ain't got none?
No, you're not.
Give us it then.
Well, it's a lot of
Paul, give us your evidence.
It's a lot of
Paul,
trying to convince you on the phone than it would be face-to-face.
Paul, give us your evidence. Are you telling me you're going to convince me by something visual? Are you going to do a dance?
No.
Is it going to be your face that convinces me? The evidence is either there or it is not. If it's there, let's hear it. If it isn't, get off.
All right, then I'll get off.
I rather thought so. In other words, Paul, the evidence is not there.
You have been Beswicked.
Good job I didn't just book you for something, Paul. I think you'd be going down the wooden staircase now.
Carpets. We've hundreds of rolls to choose from. Prices start at 50 pence a square yard. Yes, only 50 pence. At the Carpet Supermarket, Fletcher Road off Ribbleton Lane, Preston. Open 7 days a week.
Also at Long Lane, Aintree.
Tetley Bitter, in association with Red Rose Radio, are presenting Search for a Star 87 at Southport's Floral Hall. Heats are taking place on Tuesday evenings from now until August the 18th. So if you want to witness the stars of the future, buy your tickets now for the North's biggest talent contest. Tickets are available at just £1.65 from the Southport Floral Hall box office, or you can phone Southport 40404 for more information. Make sure you catch Search for a Star 87. The hunt is on now.
I can't wait, honest. How do, Ian?
Hello, I want to talk about Banner, George Michael's single, via the BBC. I think it's pathetic. If you listen to Radio 1, all you hear all day is innuendos. And
well, don't listen to Radio 1 then, you gormless prat. Listen to something interesting like this station, Radio 1. It makes me want to vomit. And when I find people that listen to it, it makes me want to vomit over them. Never mind. That's enough for another week. The winner takes it all, and we're the winners in Lancashire. The #1 radio station in Lancashire. You can stuff your Radio 1, your Radio 2, your Radio 3. Leave Radio 4 alone because it's actually good. I listen to that. And you can even stuff your Radio Lancashire, which I believe 8 people and a dog on the hills listen to. Mind you, the dog does make sure he gets it all because, well, he understands it. Norman Thomas, eat your heart out. I remember when he had an audience. Then were the days. Must have been fun. Must be great, though, being able to go around and visit all your listeners in an hour. Well, that's it. If you want to come and meet us tomorrow at 2 o'clock, I'll be at Moorfield School, Moor Park in Preston, opening their summer fair. Bring your sou'wester, your golfing umbrella, your Wellingtons. Ian Calvert's next with his golden trump.
The 2 o'clock news, this is Sarah Jones. A police surgeon has severely criticised the doctor at the centre of the Teesside sex abuse row. He claims that Dr Marietta Higgs has made diagnostic mistakes and has refused him access to any of the 200 children placed in care, many of them after being examined by Dr Higgs. The Liberals are to urge the SDP to hold a joint ballot of their members on the future of the alliance. Liberal leader David Steele says the only future is a total merger, but he says he's not pushing himself forward as leader of the new party. Thousands of people on state benefits could be thrown out of their homes this weekend as a result of the civil servants dispute. The claimants' union say that local